Is it crazy that I'm only 22, I can live in a semi-mansion out in Bali? Crazy, right? What if I told you I could probably teach you how you could get this live? Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you a course. I'm just gonna go upstairs and go back to where I normally start my videos. Intro, my name's Alex, if you haven't been watching. Been doing daily, sort of every few days, updates on our company. We own an influencer marketing company, which is a marketing company, and then also a management company. So much, 7-figure agency. We went over 7 figures in our first 2 years. I want to say we've been doing it for just under 4 years. It's a UK company, currently living out in Bali, basically living the dream on paper. But of course, you have ups and downs in anything, wherever you are in the world. But no, on a good note, today's been really good. I've actually had messages from you guys commenting, which is pretty sick, which I didn't actually expect anyone to be watching my content. I used to do social media, if you cared, for like a few years ago on social media. I have just under 6 million followers myself on TikTok. Don't really post at all. When I mean I don't post at all. I used to do candy videos. I was going to build a candy brand before, all the YouTubers did. But I was like 17, had no idea what was going on. I am 22 as well. Some people do ask. I have been receiving these messages on Instagram. So yeah, someone messaged me today. If I can show you, Tim, thank you for sending me the message, and please do send me messages of questions. I'll answer them on here. I think that's probably the easiest thing. He says, "Hi Alex, loved your videos on the UGC Management. It showed up on my feed at the perfect time." Fantastic. I've been looking into UGC/influencer marketing because of launching my own agency. And I really love your approach. I would love to have a chat about like how you board and scale, being a case study for you. Oh, this guy wants to be a case study. Yeah, I think for us, it's really identifying what you guys want to do with influencer marketing, right? You're watching this right now because it says start UGC agency or something about something to do with influencers, okay? The influencer industry is so big and you've got to niche down. Like, what we did wrong was we niched down to like, we're going to be an influencer marketing. No, what did we do first? We were a talent agency first. And we would sign all types of influencers all over the world, all niches, these type of things. But the problem is the more unique you are as a company, the more opportunity you'll get in a sector. Okay, why? That sounds a bit crazy, but like, how can I explain it? If you did everything, everyone would look at you and go, well, you do everything, I'm going to go towards something more specialist. So what I mean by that is we specialize in tech, okay? Don't steal our niche. We dominate in that niche, you know what I mean? And we do some other niches that I wouldn't probably want to say, okay? And ideally, what you want to do is niche down to some markets and stick with it. Go hard in it. Maybe you want to set up a talent agency, specialize in a certain type of creator. Most people, do fitness, which is a really cool industry. It's such a big. The way you want to look at sort of what industry you want to tap into is ideally from how much money, or how can I word it? What is the biggest markets? Okay, so maybe it is, oh my gosh, I'm getting bloody messages. I said it on my last video. I'm just getting so many messages. I'm sorry. For example, what's the biggest industries? Fitness, D2C, wellness, running club. These are more niche. Travel. Travel's quite a big one at the moment. So you want to sign those type of creators, and then those type of brands will see you and go, okay, you specialize in tech, or you specialize in fitness creators or gym creators or whatever it might be. You want to specialize. So what I'm trying to get to is influencer marketing is such a huge sort of topic where you could do so many things. So you've got influencers, you've got UGC, you've got management companies, you've got media companies, you've got loads of other things, So it's really niching down for us as a company over just under 4 years. We can really tap into lots of things because we've got the manpower, we've got teams, which we're able to delegate some work to that side, and then myself and another co-founder can really focus on other areas of the business to really grow us. At the moment, that's what I would say.
but I always talk about UGC. Like, please look into UGC Management at the moment. I think it's awesome. We've been planning UGC Management for just under 6 months. We opened our doors just after New Year's, and we've signed ridiculous amount of creators. And the inbounds at the moment, like, we have a whole sales process, and of course we don't just reply to inbounds. That's not a business. That's just like taking from your talent. Like, being very transparent. Please add more value to your creators. So for example, we do our own outreach for our creators. We have PR events. What else? We can help set businesses around those social media creators. Do other things rather than inbounds. But regarding inbounds, we have, let me have a look here. I can just say a number to you. So just by today, we've received 72 emails. And those will be dedicated to a talent where we close for that talent, and then we will upsell. And all creators have agreed to, with that strategy, to upsell with other creators, but making sure that creator gets the deal first rather than not upselling to other creators before, because that's unfair, right? But no, yeah. So you want to niche down to what type of creator you want to sign. If you're going towards the talent management side. With the influencer marketing side, I think we as a company did it in reverse. We set up a talent agency and then a influencer marketing company or marketing company, because normally what people do is they build an influencer marketing company, build a brand, and then start signing creators. And that's what, in my opinion, that's probably the best way, is start working with brands, helping brands work with influencers in simple, basically build a list of influencers you want to work with, email them, say, look, don't sign them because it's going to be more hassle for you. Just go straight in and say, hey, I'll give you, 20% or even 15%. Standard is 20%, but you could cut it and just go, look, if you agree with letting me send you deals, like on WhatsApp or whatever, would you accept if I take 10%? And slowly increase it over time to, show your respect to the creator, and the creator will get respect for you. Okay, it will give you respect, because when you give them more brand deals, they'll go, okay, I'm happy to give 20%. So what happens then is you want to sort of niche down to certain creators, email them, all these type of things, and then let's say you've got 20 creators that you've emailed, you've agreed that you can do deals for. Let's say it was the fitness industry. Then you'll go to gym brands, find what brands are doing influencer marketing at this point of time, and then email them using platforms like Instantly, using platforms like Apollo, Sales Navigator, all these type of things to get emails from these brands to then email and hopefully close the deal. Of course, there's so many little things in that where you need to know what you're doing. For example, when you get on a call with a brand, what are you saying and what do you do? What do you do? You have to have a sales deck. You have to go through strategy. You've got to have case studies. And it's so hard to start. It's so difficult to start. And that's why now myself and the co-founder, we're seeing more success. Like, I had a call with a very big phone company today with another agency just offloaded it to us, which I really love, because we're able to have case studies. We are more respected in this industry, and that takes time. You can't just be a name, you set up a bloody website and tomorrow everyone knows who you are. It takes time. It takes time, guys. And that's the same with creators. Creators, when you try and sign them or partner with them to give them more opportunities, it will take time for someone to say yes. A lot of people will just know. They're like, wouldn't even reply to you. Do you know how many emails we receive? Because, of course, we manage inbounds for influencers and UGC creators. The amount of inbound for trying to sign our own creators is mental. And I know some of the agencies, and I'm like, bro, you're trying to take our creators. Like, you will never, with us, creators will never really leave us because we have a community aspect. And we're transparent as hell. So it's one of those things. I really think the industry is going to get tighter, and that's why I've been talking about UGC Management a lot more, because it's so much more, the entry level is a bit more easier. But the problem is you've got to have systems, okay? And that's sort of something where I've been speaking to my co-founder, and we're speaking like, do we sell everything we have, our knowledge, our our knowledge, our systems on everything? So when you have a campaign, how is that, like, you can't just write it on a spreadsheet and go, campaign 1, this creator, this much, this is how much, profit, invoice, blah, blah, blah. You need to have systems that automated. And then the brands that you put in your database is connected to potentially a newsletter that's sent out every month with new creators you've signed. There's such a bigger picture. And that's something that I've been speaking with Ollie, the co-founder, and we're like, do we sell that? Because we built this really cool system on Mondays. We use Mondays. If you want sort of a discount on Mondays, I think you can just DM me on Instagram and I can send you a link. I get a bit of commission and then you guys get a discount, I guess. So that is pretty cool. And then accounting, how do I invoice the company? You need to be a limited company or a LLC to invoice the company properly, because most companies, they need your VAT number, or they need to know you're a literal company and not like a sole trader or some like a nobody, you know? And then you can't just get someone to pay you in your personal account, because most brands won't ever do that. So the entry level for people is so difficult now to even start. Like, you've got to really put your hustle in. Another question I got, which I'll read out, is would you recommend starting a company with just yourself or with another person? Of course, I've just read that completely wrong, but that's basically what it says. It's so difficult. I've always gone in business with a friend, because number one, you learn. I don't know. It's really interesting, you know, because Ollie, you could watch this right now. I think for me and him, we both had a passion of making money, improving people's lives, and it's the journey. I think we enjoy the journey so much rather than like the money, if that makes sense. And building a 7-figure company with one of your best friends, or probably my best friend. I don't have many friends. That sounds really sad. I don't have many friends now, because of course with business you lose them because you've got to focus on other things. People go to uni, all these other things, and we're in Bali. You know, how do you keep a relationship? And I must say the journey has been, like, it actually makes me cry, because the journey is actually incredible. So I'm not crying, I'm kind of like tearing up, because starting something from scratch where you remember, you know, on a whiteboard in one of our parents, I think we were at his house, and we're on a whiteboard building out this strategy, blah, blah, blah. None of it fucking worked, but it was about the journey of, from the whiteboard, now being able to live out in Bali, now being able to pay rent, you know, now be able to live off your, you know, your salary, your work, be able to provide value to, you know, hire people, have them to have their own lives as well, and be really proud of what you do. And I think, I don't know how this has got to that bit, but like, basically what I'm saying is run a company with a good friend with the same mission. It might not be the same interest, but make sure you have the same sort of mission. Okay, we need to make some decent amount of money. We want to sell this company in a few years. This might not be our main business when we're 40. Like, I can't imagine I'm doing influencer marketing when I'm 40. I can imagine selling it or something. It could be different. Like, when I mean influencer marketing, it might be completely different in 30 years time. It might not be called influencer marketing. It might be just, you know, everyone's influencers, and now it's like a recruitment company, and, you know, you're basically working with brands and just loads of people because everyone's now influencers. So it's so difficult, but I really recommend building a company with someone that has the same sort of mission as you, same potential interest with what the company needs to, you know, how big you want the company to be. You know, some really weird questions that you would never really think of, like, do we want to hire people? Where do we want to live? I'm very lucky because, of course, Ollie has always been with me, if that makes sense. Like, we've always lived together. We're able to, you know, build ideas off each other. And, you know, if we didn't live with each other and I was in the UK and Ollie was in Bali, it wouldn't work, I don't think. Of course, over time, when the company builds a bit more bigger, there's more foundations, then, of course, you can separate slightly. But at early stage of business, I don't think you need to be like a married couple in a weird way. Of course, you have ups and downs, and, you know, you get annoyed at the other person, but that's normal. You have debates. I don't say arguments. You always have debates. You think you're right, you think they're wrong. You're always going to get that, and if you have that in business, that's good. You're passionate, and that's really important. So that's what I would say. With potentially having a company with someone else, make sure it's the right person. Make sure you have the same mission, the same values, everything like that. But no, I know this has probably been a long video, but hopefully you got some value from it, and I'll see you guys in episode 4. And yeah, I really enjoyed just chatting absolute beans to you guys. But yeah, gonna go on a meeting now with a creator, talk about some strategy. So I'll see you guys. Make sure you subscribe, like. Remember to DM me if you are interested in building something. I'm not selling anything yet, but any questions you say, send them over and I'll read them out in my next video. See you guys. Bye bye.